Hello and welcome to Nerd Subculture. I'm your host Jared.
And I'm Edwina.
And today we're continuing a once more with Feeling series, our Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. Today we are doing Season 2, Episode 4, Inca Mummy Girl. First released October 6, 1997. Written by Matt Crane, Joe Reekmeier, and directed by Alan S. Pressman.
This is a full spoiler podcast. I'm a huge fan of the show, but Jared has never watched the whole series, and
Nope.
I'm trying to convince him that it's well worth his time.
Nope. That's a double no. Double no on that one.
Really?
Well, we'll see. I don't know. We're only, 15 episodes in?
Yeah.
Out of 100 and how many?
45.
Yeah, okay. So, Eddie, Inca Mummy Girl. What do you think of Inca Mummy Girl?
Yeah, it's okay. it has a lot of issues. This
So, what's
one.
it like coming back to it? Like,
Look, it's a Monster of the Week episode, and we go back to our classic Universal monsters with the mummy trope.
yeah, we've done Frankenstein, we've done the Mummy. I suppose everyone's Dracula in some way.
Yes.
How the week's Dracula.
And there is actually an episode with actual Dracula that comes up later.
Yeah.
This episode does retread like a lot of, Prophecy Girl, virgin sacrifice themes, kind of comparisons between the Inca Mummy Girl and Buffy being the chosen one and having to save the world and virgin sacrifice.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think it's very clunky. It's not like it's just a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
It's a little too in your face in this one.
Yeah.
And
Xander's taste in women has much to be desired, doesn't it?
Yes. And it doesn't get it actually never gets any better. Pretty much it's guaranteed any girl he's interested in ends up being a
So every woman he gets involved with just wants to rip him apart in some sort of way.
Yes.
Interesting.
And yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every woman that he dates is just some sort of rampaging monster who just wants to rip his heart out.
Yeah, funny about that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to do the
You never thought about that, did you? You never put the pieces together. His insert character and every woman he's nice to is just a ravishing monster.
It's a giant praying mantis or a mummy.
A life-sucking mummy.
Energy draining. Yeah, okay.
Something's going on there. I'm not sure what it is, but we can come back to that. But maybe we'll get to the quick synopsis.
Yep.
To prepare for Sunnydale's high cultural exchange program, Buffy visits an Inca exhibit with her schoolmates. She is paired with an exchange student with whom her mum signed her up. Xander becomes jealous when he learns that she will soon be with a guy. The students learn that the mummy in the museum was once a beautiful Incan princess, sacrificed by her people to save them from destruction. Willow and Buffy express remorse for the princess, dying before she could really live her life. After everyone leaves the museum, a class clown breaks the seal on the mummy while trying to steal it. The princess wakes up, for the curse is broken, and she pulls the student into a coffin. She mummifies him by a kiss on the lips. When the gang returns to the museum, they encounter a sword-wielding guard and the remains of a missing student. Buffy's exchange student arrives at the bus station, but the mummy girl sucks out his life too. The 500-year-old becomes a beautiful teenager and poses it as Ampata, the boy who was supposed to stay with Buffy, but everyone simply assumes that the information was wrong on her sex. Xander is smitten with her, and the two begin a relationship. Giles asks Ampata to decipher the seal from her tomb, and she explains, reluctantly, that it describes a girl chosen to die to save her people and a bodyguard who will keep her from straying from that path. She also tells Giles to destroy the seal completely. The bodyguard appears again and again, trying to stop Ampata until she finally manages to use her kiss on him in the bathroom, sucking out his life to keep herself from dying. Buffy and Ampata bond over the tale of an Inca princess, Ampata stating that the princess was forced into her destiny by her people, as they claim she was the only girl of her generation who could save them. Buffy miserably notes that this parallels with her own life. Xander asks Ampata to the dance, and she gladly accepts. Willow is downcast to see her crush with another girl. Meanwhile, Buffy and Giles open Ampata's trunk to discover the real Ampata's body. Giles tries to piece together the seal while Buffy tries to save Xander from Ampata's deadly kiss. But Ampata feels too much for Xander and leaves him for the museum. She tries to stop Giles from putting the seal back together. Buffy saves Giles, then Ampata starts to deteriorate as she tries to feed off Willow. Xander shows up and insists that if she must feed on anyone, it should be him, despite Ampata's feelings for him. She is quickly deteriorating back into the mummy and is willing to kill him to remain alive. Buffy shows up to fight her, saving Xander, and in the battle, Ampata weakens to the point of returning to her dead form.
And her arms come off.
And she's dead. Yay.
Yay.
All right, where do you want to start? Virgin sacrifice.
Yes. So the good old virgin sacrifice. So they always make it out that it's like a 16-year-old girl, but when you really think about it, like a 16-year-old Inca girl would not be a virgin. By that age, she would be married and have kids.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those misconceptions is that the Incas didn't just sacrifice. So you're mistaking the word virgin for innocent. So they used to sacrifice children.
Yes, yeah.
And it was male or female.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there was some sort of pride to be chosen though. I think they were showered with gifts and praise upon, and until it was time for the harvest and doing their sacrifice, and the harvest was plentiful.
Yes,
our tradition I think is still somewhat carried on today when it comes to celebrity gossip and stuff. I think South Park did a good parody on that.
Yeah, they did. They did, didn't they?
A long time ago, too, that episode, I might add.
Yeah.
The Britney meltdown.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
See, with this episode, I always think it would have been better if they had have played on the mystery element a bit more, that you didn't know who the mummy was. And have all three of them have exchange students or something.
Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity. I don't know, maybe just to get on with it a little bit. But as soon as I saw the girl, I'm like, oh, okay, she's the mummy.
Well, no, because you see her kill Ampata. So there was no mystery.
Yeah.
The mystery was so you as the audience know that she's the mummy, but
yeah, so
Buffy didn't know that she was the mummy.
So was this like the Columbo episode where we all knew who was the killer and how they did it, and we have to watch this fumbling fool gather all the evidence and put it all together at the end. In this case, Buffy had to put it all together.
No, but Columbo always knew who it was, and he would just hound the person to death until they
just admitted it.
Eventually
I'll tell you everything wrong, just please leave me alone.
Just do that. Just
one more thing. Just one more thing.
It was always that. Just one more thing. Yeah, he kind of annoyed me. So there are, they do the comparison of Buffy and Ampata, but it doesn't really work because Ampata is actually, or the Inca Mummy Girl is actually killing people without much remorse.
Yeah. Now I don't really get the whole point of her. What was she meant to do?
Exactly. So she was
sacrificed to save them.
So she was sacrificed to stop some sort of evil, but then I was sort of like, well, shouldn't that evil have
be dead and she can live on
now? Well, maybe it was actually she'd actually probably had the evil inside her.
Well, they put the evil inside her.
Yeah, and then the seal was to keep her in mummy form.
But if they broke the seal, she was dead.
No, well, the seal got broken, and that's how she could rise again.
And then there's a whole thing with the guard. Now that is never explained.
No.
What the fuck has he been doing?
It's pretty useless.
Well, yeah, he's about as useful as the guards in the museum themselves.
Oh my god! This museum, like as I said, like Sunnydale is a pretty big small town.
State.
as it has a zoo and a natural history museum.
Yeah.
But this natural history museum has absolutely no security whatsoever.
No. It
So Rodney was
Yes, Rodney was just there, just like scraping one of the artifacts off, just with everyone around too, I might add.
Yeah.
I don't know where the teachers were. And then he growled at the guy like a dog with a bone when he came up behind. Arr.
Yeah. And then waited. And how did no one notice that he wasn't on the bus? Like, did they not do roll call before they left?
The buddy system. They didn't use the buddy system. It's infallible. Because I know they didn't use it because if they used it, he would have been there because it's infallible.
No, I think The Simpsons proved that it's possible. Well, what if both the buddies go missing?
Fallible means infallible means fallible. What a crazy language. Can I mention what was the character? Rodney.
Rodney, yep.
Was played by an actor, Clayne Crawford, who is actually quite famous-ish now, as Martin Riggs in a Lethal Weapon TV series that ran a few years ago. Until I think the show's been cancelled since, but he starred as Martin Riggs, the Mel Gibson character.
Yeah. With a really bad mustache.
Yeah, that's him. That was him. That episode of Buffy was his first acting gig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd believe that.
Yes, he hasn't done much since, but yeah, that was apparently him and Damon Wayans had a huge falling out on that TV show. There's audio footage a la sort of like Christian Bale stuff that's been leaked online. There was some audio that was recorded of them, talking to each other, and basically he's saying some really vile stuff to Damon Wayans, like, how does it feel to be only on a show because your brother's got you here, And he's like, oh, fuck you, you're such a pussy and this and that, suck this pussy's dick, just, real back and forth. And then there's another one where he has a whole Christian Bale moment where that you don't see him, he's off camera, but there's a character, I don't know who he is, but he's holding a gun to his head, and I think his character in the show is meant to talk this guy down. So the Clayne Crawford character is off screen, and the other actor's pointing a gun to his head, all like stressed, going to blow his brains off. And apparently they were filming near a school, and you could hear children crying, and he started screaming his head off. Shut him up! Shut the hell up!
Right.
The real Christian Bale.
Oh.
You gonna trash my scene? So he eventually got fired from that, and I think that's about. He hasn't done really a whole lot since. So,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Sunnydale school students should never go on school excursions or field trips, as Americans would say.
Yeah.
Because it always ends up with someone dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really, really should just cancel them altogether.
Yeah, and no one seemed worried about Rodney's death too.
No one seemed to actually care at all.
It's like, yep, he's dead. Okay.
Make jokes about going out for a smoke for 21 hours.
Yeah, you see, the problem is he had a name. I'm like, oh no, they named him.
Actually, we did that again.
Yeah.
Didn't we? He goes,
he's got a name.
Oh, no, he's got a name. He's got a name and they're talking to him. That means only one thing.
No. Nice knowing you.
But Cordelia actually approached Buffy and started talking to her in front of all her other friends without explaining it away later.
Yeah?
Yeah, in public. She actually went up and talked to her.
With witnesses. God.
With witnesses, yeah. I was actually interested to hear what her exchange student was going to be like.
This Swedish guy. He was hilarious. She's just walking around like a dog.
Yes. Come, fruity, drinky, punchy, fruity, drinky. She's not great in this episode. So this episode introduces two really important characters.
Does it?
Yes, it does. For future.
Yeah, which characters are those?
Well, one would be Oz, of course. Seth Green.
Oh, yeah, Seth Green. Yes, yeah.
He has a good little introduction here.
He does, yeah. Oh, he looks so young.
With Dingoes Ate My Baby.
Dingo ate my baby. Go on, Eddie, say it.
A dingo. What is it? Dingoes ate my baby.
Dingo ate my baby.
A dingo took my baby.
Yeah, that was real.
Yes, I do know it was real. My dog. Well, we had this is really bad, but we had a red heeler, and red heelers sort of look like dingoes. And her name was Callie, but she used to carry around this baby doll.
Oh no.
That we named Azaria.
Oh God, Eddie.
I know, it's pretty bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Any more dead baby jokes? No?
No more dead baby jokes. Have we made enough sacrificing children?
Children sacrifice. That was a theory that they were Jehovah's Witnesses and they sacrificed their baby. That was
actually that was. I forgot about that.
No. Seventh-day Adventist. That's
right. The Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah, because that's like the weird religion. For some
isn't
reason.
that tough titties?
Oh no, that was the Rajneesh people.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were just some weird sex cult, but yeah. Tough titties.
Tough titties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Seth Green.
So the other so their band is also whenever you hear Oz's band playing, it's actually 4-Star Mary.
Okay. Don't know who they are.
You will see them come into it a lot.
All right.
Yes. They play the bronze a lot from now on. Yeah.
Well, secured that gig, didn't they?
Yeah. They play the bronze a lot. National Cultural, what is it? Natural Cultural Appropriation Day. Did you do this at school?
No. No, I don't think so.
What is it? Cultural exchange.
Exchange students. Oh, we had exchange students.
Mm.
Not like a day for national. Oh, Matt, there might have been something. Like, I know everyone brought like food from where the parents came from, and I brought like some of that jam, that little, those little tiny jam things that you got to eat it straight away or it goes off. There's like no preservatives in it. I don't know what jam that is. You know that jam? No.
No idea what you're talking about.
Something my mum pulled out of the cupboard that we got from England one time. I'm like, I'll take this, because I told her like last minute.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't care.
I don't really remember doing anything like that. Dressing up in costumes.
Oh, that was no dressing up in costumes. No, other than just being a costume day, but not, not cultural appropriation.
That's. Don't worry, you've missed the joke. It's all right.
No. Oh, okay.
Cultural appropriation is where you take a culture that's not your own. Or what if I start dressing like a geisha or cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And?
It's not a good thing.
Oh, okay, right.
That a lot of people get upset and angry about cultural appropriation.
What about the cultural appropriation being appropriated, or about the fact that it's cultural appropriation?
Yes, and I think I've heard a lot of people talk about when they talk about this episode, they just go on about how inappropriate.
Oh, okay, right.
That school dance is, and they're all dressed like Willow being dressed up as an
Eskimo.
Yeah. And the girl dressed up as a geisha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the other thing is that there is some horrible music throughout this episode. Did you notice all the panpipe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because you love panpipe music.
Yeah.
It keeps the giant hamsters at bay.
It's the Peruvian flute.
Peruvian flute.
Yeah. Keep the giant hamsters from attacking.
Okay, so this episode introduces Danny Strong, who is one of the more successful Buffy alum, but mostly for his writing.
Okay, what has he written?
So he did Mockingjay, the Hunger Games Mockingjay movies, 1 and 2.
Those
But
ones sucked.
and the Oscar bait movie, The Butler.
The Butler. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's an Oscar bait movie.
Forrest Whitaker was in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of. Who was the president?
I have no idea. I haven't seen
Like
it.
Richard Nixon or something, maybe.
Yeah, possible. It was lots of different. He's the butler for a whole heap.
Yes,
He's always the butler.
Right.
That's the
Okay. Yeah.
difference.
Change presidents, same butler.
Yes. Yeah, but I think the one that he won a whole heap of awards for was Game Change, which was about Senator Sarah Palin or Governor
really?
Palin. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, was that recent?
A few years back, not that long ago.
Who played Sarah Palin? Was it?
It's not who you would think.
Eddie.
It's Julianne. Oh, sorry, Julianne Moore played.
Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not Tina Fey.
And no,
or Julia. Julia.
No. And John McCain was played by Ed Harris.
Of course, he was.
Yeah. So anyway, it brings him into it. He also was in Mad Men as well, acting. But yeah, he's possibly had more success as a writer.
Yeah.
Willow in this episode is I think she's starting to come out of her. Oh, she's a little bit mopey in this, isn't she? I think she's sort of realizing that her and Xander aren't really going to happen. She wears that ugly blue, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like a beanie bucket hat.
Oh, yeah. I thought it looked similar to like one of those blossom hats or something, wasn't it?
It's not quite. It looks like a bucket, but like a knitted bucket.
Is that kind of one of those grunge hats or something maybe you saw people wear?
No, they were different. They were rounder than that.
Were they? Oh,
yeah, because I had one.
The grunge. Speaking of the grunge, Sarah Michelle Gellar wears the Kurt Cobain glasses a lot. I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
No, you haven't mentioned it. Like every time we watch it, she's like, you say to me, she's wearing those Kurt Cobain glasses again.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're like, because she's wearing them. Were they meant to be girls' glasses and he was just kind of wearing them ironically?
Yeah,
or
of course
something?
he was wearing them ironically.
Because, but they're kind of his now. Like I think of him when I see them.
Only because I think he wore them in a couple of posters.
Yeah. It was probably just one of those things that maybe the photographer had some glasses and like, I'll chuck these on or something. Yeah. It's probably her glasses and he's just put them on, taken a photo, and now it's like an iconic, shot of him. Like I've even had like a minimalist shot where it's just like his face and those glasses and it's just him,
Yeah.
And every time I see those, I think of him.
All right, yeah. So let's get into question time.
All right, you want to get into it? Let's get into it. Yep.
Question time.
I hope that answers a little bit your question.
Okay,
let's do it.
Which character was your favorite?
Yeah, when I'm stuck on this question, I just go Buffy. Yeah, Buffy.
I reckon you go Xander for this one.
I was thinking Xander.
Yeah, go Xander. This is a good Xander episode.
Yeah. He was a little charming with that girl, with the mummy.
Yeah, so my favourite character is probably the introduction of Oz. So, which character do you love to hate in this episode?
Can I say the Peruvian guard guy?
Yes.
Oh, no. Actually, the Inca Mummy. Ampada, yeah.
Ampada, yeah. I'm going the same. Like they try to make you sympathise with her by comparing her to Buffy and their similar situations. But Ampada is she's going around killing people.
Yeah, that's just
it was unfair that she was turned into a mummy and sacrificed, but still.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's killing people so that she gets to live, so it's still a very selfish.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she has that moment where she doesn't kill Xander because she's like, oh, he doesn't deserve it, but she's kind of stuck on what is she meant to do? I mean, it's like just committing suicide, basically. You don't suck off people, you die. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Guess you can get pretty deep on that if you want to, but what are you supposed to do? Just die or live?
Yeah. But then someone else has to die so that you can live.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable fight scene?
Don't think there was any fight scenes in this, was there?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple.
Was there?
Remember that guard kept jumping in every 2 seconds?
Yeah, but he just sort of jumped out and went, and then ran off. Like, it wasn't really
he'd jump in, fight them, they'd fight him off, and then
he'd run off again.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a fight scene. It was more of him just swinging his knife around and then...
That's a fight scene. He threw some...
Yeah. Well, none of them are really memorable, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll go with the end one with Imparter and the arm. Like, it's quite memorable having the arms ripped off.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
LOL moment.
And I guess the arms being ripped off was kind of funny.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's in the, like, there's always lots of jokes around Giles's car. And this is probably the first one where Buffy says to Giles, one of these days you're going to have to get a grown-up car.
Yeah.
Okay, who gets the wooden spoon?
Oh, it's definitely the Peruvian.
Oh, it's the bodyguard. Yeah. Definitely the bodyguard.
I thought it's not. It never explained what is he immortal? Is he? What is he? Is he just?
It's just.
I don't know. He's just there.
He's just there
for 500 years. He's been.
Well, I'm guessing
her.
It just must be handed down through the generations.
Oh, so he's not immortal. Is that the idea?
I guess. Yeah.
Well, they never explain that. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if he's immortal, then why can't she be immortal? Yeah. Okay. Oh, the generations thing makes sense, I guess. But they could have just mentioned that. Oh, maybe that's a bit of a letdown. You know, it's been generation after generation they've been doing this, and he stuffs it up. You know, you got to be the guy to let him down.
Yeah, but also the fact that there's no security at that Natural History Museum. Like, there is no security.
Yeah. No, I didn't see one person of authority that apart from the tour guide.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah. Exposition tour guide guy.
Yes.
Favorite scene?
Yeah, I guess that scene where Oz sees Willow from across the room was kind of cool. Yeah.
I think Jared's saying this with some sarcasm in his voice.
Fantastic. It was amazing.
You know what? I actually really like the Twinkie eating scene on the bleachers with Xander and Imparter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of a cute scene, except there is sort of that sexual, maybe the Twinkie's his penis metaphor thrown in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never had a Twinkie. Have you had a Twinkie?
No, I've never had a Twinkie. No. Are they nice?
I don't know. They don't look particularly good.
Yeah, they don't look good at all, actually. I don't know. They don't. It's an American. Yeah. Americans like their sweet stuff, I think. So I think it's very.
But it doesn't have, like, Xander does the whole, doesn't have that heavy food feeling.
Right, yeah. It's kind of like some sort of lemon meringue donut frosty thing. No?
No idea.
No.
Least favourite scene?
Maybe the face sucking scene in the girls' toilets.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that one too.
Yeah.
How easily she kills the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like.
He just kind of waits for it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's just given up. He's like, oh, I suck at this job. I'm done.
Yeah.
He can't quit, so he has to die.
Actually, the other least favourite scene that I hate is the blinking empty eyes at the start when the Inca Mummy sucks Rodney dry, and you have like her whole shriveled up face and the eye holes kind of blink. Yeah, it's kind of gross. Okay, favourite quote?
Yeah, I think there was I think you already said this, but when Buffy's in the car and says, "Come on, can't you put your foot down?" And Giles is like, "Yeah, it is down." And Buffy's like, "One of these days, you're gonna have to get a grown-up car." My favorite
original. How original. Mine is Devon to Oz. What does a girl have to do to impress you? And Oz says, well, it involves a feather boa and the theme to a summer place. I can't discuss it here. All right. Who's the MVP of this episode?
I guess Xander
Yeah.
might be the MVP, I think.
Yeah, this is a very Xander-centric episode.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, even though you don't particularly like Imparter, he is very charming and their flirty banter is very, very cute in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he also does sort of save the day as well. And he saves Willow and yeah, he's good in this. And he saved Jonathan as well. He saves a few people from being
inadvertently saves him though.
Yeah. All right. Best Cordelia freakout moment.
Wasn't one at the start? She was freaking out about, the boy, whether he might be ugly or something.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and can we get honourable mention to her exchange student, Sven, or something? Or she just
Sven.
Was it Sven?
Yes, Sven. Yeah. I don't even know if his name was Sven, but she was calling him Sven. So
yeah. Just ordering him around.
Come here. Was it come?
Yeah. Okay.
Fruity, punchy, drinky.
Oh, and he was dressed as a Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favourite line is her talking to Devon, because she's now dating Devon, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I'm not going to be one of your groupies standing at the side of the stage staring up at you. And Devon responds with, well, where will you be then? Standing at the side of the stage, staring up at you, like standing at the side of the stage. Devon replies with, is that guy going to be with you? And Cordelia huffs, and he's like, they don't even speak American. Yeah. She huffs about Sven not being able to speak American.
Yeah. Wow. That is something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What do you rate the episode out of 10? Using something from the show.
I'll give it 1 Inca plate.
Yeah, you did not like this episode. No. You've been a grumpy bum doing this entire podcast, to be fair.
No, I haven't. Don't say that.
You have been a grumpy bum.
I'm going to cut that out.
I would rate this probably 4 Peruvian panpipe solos. All right, and that's it.
All right, well, that wraps it up for this week. I'm Jared.
I'm Edwina.
And you've been listening to Nerd Subculture, Once More with Feeling podcast on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And where can you find us, Eddie?
Well, you can't find us on Instagram anymore because we got deleted.
Oh.
But you can still find us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter.
Okay, well, let's try and sort that Instagram post. All right, and take care. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Grrr.